Welcome back, everybody, to another shocking prison clip episode of Lockdown 23 in 1. That's right, I got another shocking montage of prison clips coming your way. I'm gonna break down these clips along the way and give you some personal stories to go with it. So, if you're new to the channel and enjoy all things lockup and crime related, then this is absolutely where you need to be. Hit that like, subscribe, notification bell before you leave, and check out my beautifully assorted playlist with many more videos for you to start watching today. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a level 5 state penitentiary where they walk around with what many people call lawnmower blades.
Solid rocking out, good talk. Trying to chop some down. Level 5 trenching, man. Level 5 trenching, man.
Alright, let's analyze something really quick. Look at this thing here. What are you going to do if you have an enemy coming at you swinging this thing? If the corner of this thing even clips your skull or any part of your body, it's coming off. Or a massive crater is going to be in it. And if I were to guess, you can't really tell, but they probably sharpened this thing all the way down to the handle. And you know it's rusty mixed with 6 layers of paint. One of those layers you know got lead in it. Got the bed sheet strapped to make sure that thing don't get taken from you. But look, in a level 5 in most places across the country, the security level is going to be pretty high. You ain't going to be walking around with no blade in the open pod like this. Every prison or jail I ever stepped foot in, inmates with shanks and cell phones, stuff like that, they keep them hidden. The only way you would know if anybody had any kind of anything, major contraband wise, is if you're in the mix. If not, then you wouldn't have no idea. And it's because most places get caught with this stuff. Your level's going up, more time added to your sentence, might get some street charges. Definitely going to 23 and 1 under review for the next 9 months to a year. Which means no commissary, nothing, man, just sitting back there in the box with your thoughts in the 3 state trays. 2 for many places. But yeah, you get to these level 5 prisons even though you might not see them. They're going to be having weapons like this running around. Next up, picture yourself in prison trying to get yourself a little snooze. Couple Z's on the top rack. But your cellie is a super active gang member. Youngin' too, man, those are the worst. Cause they're gonna come in while you're trying to sleep, not give a damn and do stuff like this.
Yeah, that boy Millie stunk really hard here though. I'm good.
Let me just tell you a story. I remember we had to boil us some motherfucking water to take us a bath. No, I'm pulled up and I need some rehab. When I call me a hat, I ain't doing nothing but bath.
Yeah, I guess I'm about to catch those Z's some other day. How's it going, fellas? Haven't met you yet. My name's Josh.
Trying to run off, we got hit in the cab. Let me just tell you a story about me and the bros and the reason I sat in the cab.
I promise, prison man, you want silence? That ain't the place for you. The screams of maniacs and cheeks being taken alone will keep you up for years. Next up, this one says when your cellie is being disrespectful. Now, in the places I've seen, typically if you get disrespectful, they get to yapping and barking at each other, then they get to swinging. But this right here is what many people would call a respectful one-on-one fade. As you can see, they're putting in their mouthpieces, giving each other a proper amount of time to get ready.
Snap, bro. Shut up. All I hear is I'm done talking about it. Ask me again, I'm gonna beat your ass.
And of course, you know I'm not going to show no fighting on the channel, man. I'll get smoked from here to Kingdom Come, never see that Millie. But did you hear the sounds, man? Those are some of the most eerie sounds you'll hear in jail or prison. The sound of flesh getting hit with fist, concrete, and steel. Not to mention that squeaky tennis shoe sound. But look, definitely don't be going to prison or jail thinking that these fights are going to be nice and respectful like this one. I promise someone's probably going to fire off on you without you even seeing it coming.
Oh, they got me in the cage. They got me in the cage. This is how the cage look. What they got me sleeping in? Armor stuff, pepper spray. They got me laying in stuff like this with bugs and stuff. Pepper spray. Pepper spray still in here. Pepper spray still all on me.
My question is, you know, he gets in trouble, gets pepper sprayed, gets put in his little dog kennel, but he has a contraband cell phone still. These dudes didn't even pat him down. Any place I ever went to, they put you in the side pocket like this, man, you're get butt naked. Before you enter or after you leave that cell, man, it's happening. So it's beyond me that this dude's even chilling with the cell phone, but I remember I got in trouble. They said I threatened a CO. They hucklebucked me and put me in the side pocket in a little room like this. Same size. It wasn't no perforated holes except for the front door. It was so damn dark in there, it was almost completely black. All I had was this little hole, perforated hole, was looking, seeing what the hell was going on. But it was a little closet with a little seat just like this. And that was my first time going to the hole in a prison. They left me in there for a while too. I thought for sure that's where I was going to do the rest of my little bid in that prison act. Terrifying. You can't even lay down. They eventually came and got me and put me in a regular cell. They were probably just messing with me because, you know, they said I threatened a CO. Even though I didn't, that's my word. Either way, this guy's probably in some kind of visitation side pocket for them to have a little monitor in here as well. Probably like an attorney visit for the really bad individuals.
They got me in a cage. This how the cage look. What they got me sleeping in.
All right, next up, I know somebody's wondering, how much food do you get in prison for $100? Let's find out.
Just cut it.
This right here, this light work. This is what $100 will get you. This went to the store today. This is what $100 will get you. Just light work.
And look, people killing individuals on the streets for sneakers. You don't think they'll kill you for some cup of noodles in prison when their stomach's touching their back? I'm here to tell you, if you ain't built like that and you carrying around stuff like this, you're a prime time target. They'll wait for you to arrange it nice and neat in your little box, then come in and just take the whole damn box. They might return that later on. They don't want that in their cell. So be wary buying $100 worth of commissary in some places, man. I'm here to tell you. So this is a good little load.
Right down the bottom.
See, the cup of noodles are always the prime time choice, even though they're a little bit more money than the other ones, but they got carrots, you know, corn and stuff like that inside. I see that chili ramen right there.
Ice cream.
Dang, ice cream.
That's what $100 get you.
And you know, the right kind of inmate can make this type of food last a couple months, believe it or not. Now, I say on the channel that, you know, sometimes going to prison and jail, it's a toss-up. Depending on what city or state you go to, man, it could be completely different. One place could be walking around with shanks, the other you can't even have 4 pairs of socks.
We don't have real pens, we have flex pens. You can't do any damage with it, you know. If you try to hurt someone, it'll just bend. We don't have real toothbrushes. We have little miniature ones, and they're only, you know, it's this big, so we can't fashion it into any type of weapon. And here, I can never go on another block. If I go on another block here, it's an escape charge.
Heard what he said. If you were to go into another cell block, which I show you in many other states, other inmates do all the time, carrying shanks, cell phones, all kinds of things. But if this dude just steps foot in another cell block, in this facility, they could give him an escape charge, which in many places adds like 3 years to your sentence.
If they break you down on the mental aspect, that they have you, you know, and a lot of...
Wow, I hate to stop him because it sounds like he's saying something important, but that's a crispy bed right there. You could throw a quarter on that and it'll pop right back in your pocket. Always making money. Tell a lot about a guy's character as well with a bed like this.
You know, and in a lot of cases that's true. As long as they, like, we can't have no music here. And for a lot of us, music was our life. That's how we relate to people, situations, things like that. And here you can't listen to music.
Yeah, some jails, they won't let you buy radios or nothing like that, but when you get to prison, it's a little bit of a different story. Guys doing life, of course, you're not going to neglect them of music. Damn, that reminds me of that scene from Shawshank where Andy went in there and started playing that record.
We write to them, we ask them for it, they say no.
Sometimes these inmates end up with having 4 or 5 pairs of pants when they're only allowed 3.
These guys are wrangling up 2 extra damn pairs of pants. You think a cell phone's gonna live through this place? Hell nah, man. You better get real creative in a place like this with your hiding spots. These COs look like they clean sweeping.
These inmates end up with having 4 or 5 pairs of pants when they're only allowed 3. So they have a certain number of socks are allowed up to 7.
Damn, homeboy only got them 2 lonely chilies. See, my box wouldn't have no damn clothes in it. I fold them up and put them underneath the mat for extra padding. Not to mention sleeping on them presses them like an iron. That white t-shirt come out the cell looking like a tuxedo. Yeah, this guy, if I were to guess, is purely indigent. Sad days when you're hoarding pairs of state socks. Alright, next up, this one's titled Stay Free. When someone starts questioning you like this, it's trouble.
I'm saying though, bro, where the hell you from?
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, Yeah.
You from the west side? How long you got?
20.
A dog.
Yeah.
Man. You don't from the mall, man? It's a mall nigga in there, Tank. You might know that nigga.
Man, it's still, man. Big up on me. Fuck, man.
You don't from the mall?
No.
You might know this nigga though, bro. Hold up. This nigga name Tank. Whoa, Tank. Whoa. Hey, pull up on me, bro.
Why the hell is homeboy calling someone named Tank? Man, I'm running out that damn cell. He ain't get me trapped in that tank with Tank.
This nigga name Tank. Whoa, Tank. Whoa. Hey, pull up on me, bro. Whoa, bro.
So this is actually a common occurrence, man. You come into prison for the first time, someone might call you into cell and say, hey, where are you from? Happened to me, right? And in the prison I was in, it was Tidewater or Richmond. Those are kind of like areas from the state. They kind of beef sometimes in prison. And I remember the guy that I was talking to, I had no idea he was from Richmond. I'm from Tidewater. And I got it tattooed across the top of my back with a crown, big C on it. Stood for Chesapeake, the city that I grew up in. But the dude that was questioning me, like I said, he was from Richmond. That was already, you know, kind of bad going. I got Tidewater across the top of my back, and this dude turned out to be a blood. So when I was showing him my tats, man, he didn't ask to see my tats. I just showed him because I was young. I had a badass back piece. Either way, yeah, dude was a blood. He was asking me about the C, and I was telling him straight up, this, that, and the third. But it could have gotten me tricked up. Luckily, everything worked out, and dude actually turned out to be pretty cool. But when you first come in, man, people are going to be asking you left and right, where are you from? Where are you from? Might pull you to the side, might be some gang members. Hey, do you mess with this organization? Nah, not really the whole time. That is the organization that's talking to you right now. All jokes aside, though, if I was this dude in the cell, man, I'd be a little worried. Even if I didn't do nothing. Like I said, maybe something I just said disrespected someone. You never know. So in prison, jail, streets too, man, you gotta be on point. Watch what you say and never trust nobody, because these guys could be setting them up straight from the beginning. But that's a wrap, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you enjoyed today's lineup of clips. Learned something along the way as well. That's always key to an educational video. But these clips I choose because they are definitely the reality of prison. These are situations I've seen in lockup over and over again, or lived through in my damn self. I try to show things that people would definitely see, if they happen to have to take that path. But prayers go out to anybody in jail or prison trying to change their life around, man. Hopefully you can get out, stay out, and never look back. Prison's very hard to do right, man, because the common occurrence in there is evil. And when you don't do no evil whatsoever, you stick out like a sore thumb. You don't really groove with nobody. And sometimes that can get you tricked up, man, just doing the right thing. Being a good person in prison. That's why a lot of these guys, they get peer pressure kind of to do these things. That leads to more time added to their sentence, or maybe them not even going home at all. But I'm out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did and you're new, hit that like, subscribe, notification bell before you leave. And more importantly than anything, y'all be easy, be safe, and stay free.